children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. NFL 2016 week number 8 is upon us. Once again, we have another mediocre Thursday night game. I don't know if it's just me, but is the play on Thursday nights just been not good? In some of the matchups, I mean, we have a 2-4 Jacksonville Jaguars versus the 3-4 Tennessee Titans. Wow. Yeah, we got Jacksonville headed west to Tennessee for the Thursday night game. Tennessee favored by 3.5. With the over/under of 44. I had the Titans winning. Jacksonville just looks horrible this year. I thought Bortles and the whole crew would have had the thing turned around this year. I actually picked them to make playoffs. I'm wrong. Probably wrong. So I got Tennessee winning. I got them covering the 3.5. I'm taking it under on the 44. Next we have the Washington Redskins at 4-3 versus the 3-4 Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals favored by a field goal at home. I had them winning, covering, taking under on the 46.5. Next we have the red hot New England Patriots at 6-1, going into Buffalo. Buffalo Bills at 4-3. New England favored by 6.5 on the road, winning, covering, and over on the 47.5. Now, a real pitiful matchup. We have the 2-5 New York Jets versus the 0-7 Cleveland Browns. Jets this year. So Ryan Fitzpatrick is not their quarterback. He got benched for Geno Smith, who got hurt. So now Patrick's back in by default. But the fact that they're 2-5, pretty much if he loses at all, he'll lose his starting spot to Bryce Petty. Cleveland's on their 5th quarterback of the year. How do you pick a winner in this? Jets are favored by 2.5. I guess they win on the road. They cover the 2.5 and under on the 43.5. Next we have the 4-3 battle of the 4-3s, the Detroit Lions and the Houston Texans. Houston's favored by 2.5 at home. I'm actually taking the Lions to this. Brock Osweiler is not looking right as quarterback at Houston. He's not looking like he did last year in Denver. They're not using his skill set correctly. They need to be throwing more short passes and getting the ball in DeAndre or Hopkins' hands and Will Fuller's hands, and trying to go deep with him just doesn't work. I think last week he had 41 pass attempts and like 120 yards. The second worst percentage ever or something like that, I heard. So I got Detroit winning. I'm giving them the 2.5, so plus 2.5 for Detroit. They'll cover that and over 45.5 on the over/under. Next we have the Kansas City Chiefs at 4-2, going into a place they don't play well at. The Indianapolis Colts home, the house that Peyton built. Colts 3-4. Kansas City's favored by 2.5 on the road. I think they're like 1-6 in the last 7 games in Indy. So I'm taking Indy to win. I got them covering the 2.5. Taking it under on the 50. Hopefully, for fantasy reasons, Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton have a good weekend. Continue having a good week. Fantasy points, they've been doing great the last couple weeks. Next we have the 4-1-1. 4-1-1 Seattle Seahawks versus the 2-4 New Orleans Saints. If you didn't know, Seattle and Arizona tied on Sunday Night Football. If you're a football fan, how did you not know that? Battle of the field goals. Horrible, horrible, horrible. So Seattle 4-1-1 versus New Orleans 2-4. Seattle favored by a field goal on the road. I've been winning, covering, and taking it under on the 48. Next we have the not really surprising 5-2 Oakland Raiders going into Tampa Bay. The 3-3 Buccaneers. Tampa Bay actually favored by 1.5 at home. I'm giving the 1.5 to Oakland. Taking Oakland to win to cover the 1.5 and over on the 49.5. Next we have the 3-1 Arizona Cardinals versus the 1-5. A team that was in the Super Bowl last year is 1-5. Carolina Panthers. Carolina favored by 2.5 at home. I'm giving the 2.5 to the Cardinals, and I'm picking Cardinals to win. They cover the 2.5. I'm picking over on the 48. They better cover the 2.5 unless it's another tie. Next we have the San Diego Chargers at 3-4 versus the 5-2 Denver Broncos. Trevor Simeon, Paxton Lynch, who's the future here? They're both, one's a rookie and one's a second-year player who didn't start last year. Sitting there at 5-2, leading the AFC West, one of the top teams in the AFC. Favored by 6 points at home. I got them winning, covering, and over under 44.5. The 4-2 Green Bay Packers going into Atlanta, hot Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons at 4-3. Falcons offense is either all or nothing, it seems like, this year. They're favored by 2.5 at home. I'm giving the 2.5 to Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay to win. Cover the 2.5 and over under 52.5. Next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, who beat the last undefeated team, Minnesota, last week at 4-2, with rookie quarterback Carson Wentz versus Dallas Cowboys at 5-1, and rookie quarterback Dak Prescott. The saga begins. Tony Romo is supposedly healthy. What do? You're 5-1. The rookie Dak Prescott, the rookie running back Ezekiel Elliott, clicking. You're 5-1. Do you put Romo back in? Or since the trade deadline is November 1st, do you trade Tony Romo? What's his trade value out there in the open market? What team that's in a playoff run needs quarterback? Okay. What would a team, if there's no takers there, what would a team pay for Tony Romo for next year? Second round draft pick? Third maybe? A Tony Romo who sometimes gets hurt? We'll see. I do have, as long as Dak Prescott's starting, I have Dallas winning. They're favored by 4.5. I have them covering that. I'm taking under 43.5. But on Monday Night Football, we have Minnesota Vikings at 5-1 versus the 1-6 Chicago Bears. Really? Minnesota wins, cover the 5 points, and over on the 40.5. Okay. The play on Thursday nights has been sloppy. A lot of penalties all year. The whole play's been sloppy. Here's all the NFL's got to do to fix. They're talking about ratings. I hear ratings are down. Ratings are down across the board in all sports. Is it because of social network where you can watch it on Twitter, you can watch it on Facebook? Or is it because of the Red Zone channel where you don't have to watch one game, you watch the Red Zone channel? Or is it because the NFL XM satellite radio where you basically hear the Red Zone channel on XM satellite radio? What is better than that? Is all this, or is it the play, is it the players, is it what is it? I think some of these Thursday night games this year have been god-awful because the teams were god-awful. So I came up with a solution for this. If you start everything a week earlier, your training camp, so training camp for this year would have started July 24th versus August 2nd, I think it was. Okay. Your season begins August 7th with your Hall of Fame game, August 11th for everyone else. Oh no, sorry, I can't remember my notes. Training camp began this year July 24th. In my scenario, it would begin July 17th, a week earlier. Your Hall of Fame game now is on August 7th. I had it on July 31st. Preseason begins August 4th through the 25th versus August 11th. Your season opener would be on Labor Day weekend. Maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, but if you have it Labor Day weekend, you get everyone 2 bye weeks. You have whatever team is off the previous week, they play on Thursday. So for the first 2 weeks, you would have, first week is always your Super Bowl rematch at the home of the winner of the Super Bowl this year. It was at Denver, Carolina at Denver. Week 2, you play the same 2 teams on Thursday night. So like this year it was Carolina and Denver. Denver at Carolina. So that covers your first 2 weeks. So in week 2, you would have at least 2 teams with a bye week. They would play on Thursday. Going forward, whatever your bye week, so everybody has 2 bye weeks starting on week 2. Whoever your bye week was, they play on Thursday night. You have a schedule set where, okay, whoever your bye week is, whatever your best matchup is, they play on Thursday night. But you have to give a full week notice. So you won't know past week 4 what your Thursday night game is. So during week 1, you look at whoever's off on week 4, they play week 5 Thursday night. You look 4 weeks ahead, or 4 weeks in the future. That way you try to get your best matchup. I don't see why it wouldn't work, because you don't have to have these games in stone. You pick your best matchup of the bye week teams for your Thursday night game. You pick your best matchup of the weekend for your Sunday night game or your Monday night game. That way your best matchups is during prime time. I think it would help ratings. I think it would help quality of the play. Just a thought. So thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show on the NFL Week 8. As always, keep watching Rubber Sports Show. If you're a pro wrestling fan, check out the CM Punk Best in the World, and a special happy birthday to him. So thanks for watching Rubber Sports Show. Don't just have a great night. Have an American night.